The Natural Health Collaborative is having this year a group of master classes. Yes, it's called the Natural Solution Master Classes Series 2026. The one that's coming up in April is a 3-day online event that is about resetting your energy, restoring your calm, and reclaiming your vitality. And I'm so excited that Cindy Terrell is going to really talk to you and give you practical information how you can control your stress. And why is it important to control stress, Cindy?
It's really important for us to control our stress because our body was never wired to be in the constant stress that we find ourselves in these days. It's been shown to be the huge contributing factor to all the disease that we're experiencing in our society today. And on top of all that, you just look at it from a day-to-day perspective and what it's doing to the body. As I said, we were never meant to be in that fight or flight mode 24/7. And if you're someone who's eating properly, you're doing all the right lifestyle habits and the whole nine yards, if you're under constant stress, your body is still not getting all the nourishment that it needs. Because when we're in that fight or flight mode, our digestion is compromised, our immune system is compromised. It's and that's all because the stress that those adrenaline things that are running through the body were is to keep us safe. So if our body thinks we're always under threat, the digestion's not important, the immune system's not important. The only thing that's important is to preserve life by trying to get away from whatever it is that we're supposedly running away from. So it's really important for overall health to be sure that we're managing our stress in a way that we're not in that mode constantly, as many of us are.
Is it difficult to manage stress? Have you found that?
Without awareness of it, yes. And I think a lot of people are not even aware that they're under constant stress. I was at a presentation recently, and the woman was talking about stress, and she was talking to about her father-in-law that she knew he was wound like a 9-day clock. And, she would ask him, "Are you stressed?" And he would say, "No." And then I wish I could remember the question that she actually asked him, but I think whatever it was, it definitely indicated he's under stress and he didn't even know it. And I wish I could remember the question that she asked him because it was brilliant. Um, so it's built making yourself aware of the fact that you're holding yourself in a tense state, or you're just maybe always pushing through everything, and it's then you need to come up with the tools to bring you out of that state. So so yeah, it can be challenging, but not impossible.
So, how does sound actually affect stress?
There are actually there, you can think of it this way. There's sound that will irritate our system, and then there are sounds that can bring calmness to our system. I also do vibrational sound healing, so that's why we're going to talk about sound a little bit. But the when you're in a sound bath, if you've never had that opportunity, I highly recommend going into a sound bath. But those instruments used in that, I use gongs, I use Tibetan bowls and crystal bowls, among other things. Those are at a resonance or vibrational frequency that brings a calming, we'll say, wave over your body and into your body, because it actually penetrates into the cells and will um, help to release emotional blockages. It does all kinds of wonderful, fabulous things on top of the stress that it can release for you. And I mentioned sounds that can be irritating. We're in And here's another reason why we don't always know how much stress, because we can have environmental stressors too, with all the electronics that we're surrounded with, the Wi-Fi, the EMFs from, high-powered lines, the electricity in your home, the radiation that's coming from your phone. These are all things that are not going to be beneficial to the body. So it's really important to find sounds that will help bring relief to the stress levels. And believe it or not, if you can't do a sound bath, you can hum. Humming is one of those things that you can carry with you and do it anywhere. And yeah, people might look at you weird, but who cares?
Um, so, what is one tip that you can share to help with stress?
Besides the humming, we've got humming. You can do humming, but the thing that I really like to tell people is breathing, because breathing, we do it, we have to do it, right? But we're often, when we're under that stress, here again, it's becoming aware of your body, and just take a moment and just notice where your breath is flowing to. When you take that breath in, do you feel it just up here in your chest? If you feel it just up here in your chest, you're under stress. So what you want to do is breathe in through your nose. We'll say 4 seconds. And then when you're breathing in, make sure you're breathing it deep into your lungs and activating that diaphragm. The diaphragm does some wonderful massage of the organs in the area, but also you're making sure that you're getting the oxygen deep into the lungs, and it oxygenates the body much better. So you breathe in through your nose, down into your belly, hold it a few seconds at the top, say 2 or 3. And then you want to make sure that that exhale is longer than your inhale. So if you're inhaling for 4, you want to make sure that your exhale is for at least 6 seconds. You can go longer, that's fine. It's just, it needs to be longer than the inhale. And what that message sends the body, especially the vagus nerves, you'll feel instant relaxation and relief from your stress. And of course, the longer you can do that, the better off you're going to be. You can practice that anywhere, anytime, any place, while you're driving, anytime. If you have those drivers near you that are irritating you, it's a really great practice. Just go, okay, breathe. And then you can just feel that instant relief. But it's a good practice that the more you realize and force yourself to, not force, I don't want to use that word, guide your breath down into your belly, the more calm you're going to remain. And you might find that you're going to show up in the world in a totally different way the more you practice that.
Wow, that's a great tip, because
Thank you.
people don't think about breathing because we just do it automatically. So, but it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
So, I am so excited that you are going to be part of our 3-day online experience that people can register for free. And you're going to get practical tools, like Cindy just said, and she has a lot more tools than that. But you're going to avoid the overload, the stress, the really the change in metabolism that happens because there's just way too much going on. So thank
So
you so
true.
much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.